Hey guys, welcome back to another speed renovation challenge, and this one is by Rob Greaseby892 on the Sims 4 gallery. He of course used the hashtag FixMeLittleSimsy, which is by another YouTuber named Little Simsy who does this challenge. I've just kind of mimicked off what she did and took some of the people have built stuff for her, so I grabbed that and try to do my own renovation. So he did, or she had a description, and I did read it, but I didn't go into great detail with it. So it's not exactly what they wanted. So here's the description. Kara and Daniel had just bought this old rundown house only because of the beautiful property. They have 2 boys and a daughter, and their insane grandma. They are really in need of a desperate renovation. The grandma at the moment lives in a shack in the backyard and would like to have her in the house. Their budget is $120,000. Please fix this house. So I kept the grandma outside of the house because there is a little shack at the back, and that sort of gave me an inspiration to build the grandma her own sort of house. And I don't know why, but I just read over the fact that they had a daughter, so I made 2 boys' rooms. So I guess you can add another bed into one of the boys' rooms and change the other room into a girl's room, but I didn't want to throw this renovation away because I was actually quite proud of it. It took me a long time. So we're going to get into the fly through here. I do stick to roughly around 120,000 simoleons. I do give myself a little bit more money in order to fix up the landscaping a bit, but I only go 3,000 simoleons over, so hopefully that's not too bad. So we're going to get into the renovation, or into the fly through right here. Okay guys, so we're just going to go through a fly through here. I absolutely love the design of this house, and so I keep it fairly similar. I do add a little bit of an extension on the side just in order to get enough room to do what I want to do. So we're going in the front entrance here, and there's a mailbox, first of all, which I think it's just placed there because I had it on a property, or when I place it on the property it just put the mailbox there. But you come through this super duper cramped entryway with the stairs, bam, right smack in your face, and everything is kind of sectioned off into rooms, not really open like I like to make my houses, but it's great for a renovation. And of course, what you'll notice about how I did this house is the person who built it put it on an angle, so everything had to be angled, and I fight with the angles, especially in the kitchen. I end up getting a kitchen that I love. The kitchen is one of my favorite parts, but I do have to fight super hard to get it the way that I want it. So we're in the kitchen right now, of course, super cramped, super small. I fix that up a bit, take the table out because it's too much to be in such a small space. And upstairs here, again, sort of this weird landing area that I get rid of. I have a hard time knowing where to place the stairs. I kind of play around with that a bit. So we're into one of the bedrooms here. I can't remember how I do the upstairs. I know I change it completely. And here's the main bedroom with a weird bedroom off to the side there with curtains. It's kind of weird. So again, I somehow skipped over the whole thing that they wanted a daughter's room, and I didn't build her one, so sorry about that. Here's the little shack, and I do, of course, don't put the grandma in the house. I keep her on the outside and give her this lovely little, her own little area. First of all, this is a fire hazard. You've got, a freaking stove next to the bed, and the smallest bathroom, and there's no sink anywhere in that house, so I don't know how she would wash her hands. And this weird pool that's not a pool, it's a basement, and it took me a while to figure out what the heck it was because I couldn't delete it. So overall, I think the house is great. I put the house on a bigger lot than what it was designed for, and I do that specifically so that I can build the grandma's house in the backyard. So we're flying through here. I'm just going to delete everything around the outside, and then I play with the colors a bit on the outside. It takes me a while to do. It took me 2 hours to renovate this house, which it doesn't normally, because of course I'm just renovating someone else's build. I'm not trying to build it myself, but of course the roofs, man, roofs are not my thing. You guys know this. They are not my thing. So, and then playing with the rooms and trying to get it as open concept as I could, but I didn't want to change the entire layout of the house. That's kind of what I try to stick to in the renovations, is I try to not, I don't want to build a completely new house. So I do, of course, get rid of the grandma's shack in the back there, and I make it much larger. It's still just a studio area for her to live in. It doesn't have a room, it just has a bathroom and sort of like a little area for her to sleep and a little kitchen and a little TV. Everything's just little. It's just a little house. So here I am fighting with the stairs. That's not where they end up, I don't believe. I end up having to extend the house a bit just to get them where I want them, and it just like the stairs were, that's not even, this is like, don't even look at this. This is not how the final area goes. I'm trying to figure out, I want to make a separate little garden area for the grandma. So here I am like, what is this? Is this a basement? So it was a basement. So I end up moving the grandma's house further down because I extend the house to the end of the lot, and I couldn't create a pathway to the house, to the grandma's house, so I bring the house forward so I can create a pathway. Fighting with the colors here, not really sure, not really feeling any of this. I do keep the black windows, but I'm not feeling the color. I'm also not feeling the roofs at this point. Roofs? Is roof? It's roof, isn't it? Right? It's roofs. So I changed those a bit later on because I don't enjoy. I also changed the fireplace. This is not where the fireplace is going to be. I'm like watching this, I'm like, everything changes. I don't change the layout super drastically, but I do change the fireplace. Here I am extending the house a bit just to get the windows to sit in the place that I want them to. I have a bit of OCD when it comes to windows, and if they don't look symmetrical, I get very upset. So, and then of course the fireplace is clipping through the roof, so I end up changing it to the other side, which works out well because the other side becomes the living room anyhow. So I was going to make it into a bedroom, but I was like, nope, the fireplace is there, I need to make it into the living room. So that is what I do. I don't know if my game is lagging or if my recording is lagging as I'm speaking over it. I'm hoping it's my recording and not my game, because that would really suck if it were my game. So I'm going to try and fight through this. So I add, usually, strangely enough, I don't usually go for the big, what do you call that, like the big border around the roof. I find that a lot of times it looks very chunky. So, but this time I thought it looked really nice. Okay, I fight with this as well. I ended up keeping it the same. I just couldn't get it to be even like I wanted it to be. So I just end up keeping it the way that the original person had it. I wanted it to be, I just didn't like the way it was on an angle. Again, there's a lot of angles on this house. So I was trying to straighten it out a bit, but I ended up liking the way it looked there, but the roof of course was going to be all messed up, so I kept it the way that it was. And then I just work with it. I put a door in, and yeah, it's just, that's the balcony off the, there, I put a little thing in there so I can put a door in. That's the balcony off the master bedroom, and it's actually quite cute. I kind of like that whole balcony area. I don't do much with it, but it's just kind of like quaint and cute, and the master bedroom isn't abnormally large like I like to make my master bedrooms, but I did put in some detail. That was my whole thing with this house, was it's a smaller home, so obviously it wasn't going to be as extravagant, and I did try to stick as best I could within the $120,000 budget that the person gave, but of course I went a little bit overboard in order to get the landscaping that I want, because I didn't want it to be like a plain backyard. The whole point, the reason they bought this house was for the property, and I would assume that these Sims would do something with it. So fighting with the fences, I end up keeping the original fence that came with the house just because it was the fence that goes with the color of the house, and it was really pissing me off that none of the fences that I actually thoroughly liked were the same color. They were either off, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just go with black and it can match the windows and stuff, but I wasn't feeling it. So I ended up deleting that and putting back the regular fence that came with the house and matching it to the color of the house. I said house way too many times. So you can see there, that is the final location for Grandma's house. And there's a little backyard garden, which I actually think turns out, that's probably one of my favorite parts aside from the kitchen, is Grandma's house. It is a little smaller than I wanted, but I didn't want to make it you know, I didn't want to make it super huge. These people are on a budget. They cannot afford to, you know, be spending all this crazy money on a second home for grandma. So I do my famous wall separator there where I just put in some columns and a little like makeshift walkway, I guess. Makeshift, what do you call that? Come on, there's a word for it. It's like it's not a door, but it's like a door frame, I guess. It's like a little, I don't know. It's late. Words are escaping me. It is New Year's. It is New Year's Day. I hope everybody had an awesome New Year's Eve. I hope everybody's super excited for 2017. I hope everybody had a good 2016. I know it was everybody complains about it being a shitty year, but I hope you had some personal growth, I guess is how I will put that. I'm super pumped for 2017. I graduate university, as I said in previous videos, so I'm nervous, out of my mind for that. More nervous, less excited. I start my last semester on Wednesday. Today is Sunday, so that's pretty scary. What am I doing here? Did I delete the kitchen? Is that what I'm doing? I don't know. This house was a lot of like trying to get the stairs, but I didn't want the stairs too close to the kitchen walkway, and it just like, so I ended up very slightly extending a portion of the house, and I put back that sort of walkway area for the kitchen. So I keep the colors of the house very neutral and very family friendly, I guess. It's a family home. It's how I sort of designed it. Very family friendly and sort of just like neutral, plain walls. They do get covered in art, so you don't really tell that they're plain. I didn't want to do any like fancy tiles or anything. I just wanted to keep it very simple. So I'm trying to fit a second bathroom downstairs, just because I think one bathroom for what I thought was 4 Sims, but apparently is 5 because it's 2 boys and a girl. Even that is too much. So I try to fit another bathroom, and here you see me extending the house slightly a bit more just so I can fit in that bathroom so it wouldn't be too close to the kitchen, and that it wouldn't take up all of the front of the house, because I feel like that's a little weird to have a bathroom at the front of the house. So I didn't want to do that. So I extend the house a bit just so I can put the bathroom in downstairs to make it a little bit easier, because I know when I'm playing The Sims and everybody has to get ready for like work and school and there's only one bathroom, it is extremely frustrating. So the parents have a master ensuite, and then there's a bathroom downstairs, and of course grandma has her own bathroom, so hopefully that does it for you guys. I think it would work. Obviously, if your family grew anymore, you would have to probably move, I would think, this house, or you could add a 3rd floor if you wanted to. That would work as well. So here I am just going and doing the details on grandma's house. I just love her backyard. It is just so cute and so quaint, and is something that like every grandma's dream, to have that little house in the back with a garden. Although my grandma doesn't like to garden. She loves to cook, but she doesn't like to garden. My mom likes to garden. So like if my mom had to live in that, she would absolutely love it. So I'm trying to figure out, again, I didn't do anything fancy with the wallpaper in this house. I thought maybe, I always do a backsplash on my kitchen, but I thought, you know what, no, this time, Janelle, you're just going to go plain and simple, and just like a super simple kitchen. You're not going to try to make it too modern. The door doesn't stay where it is because I wanted the kitchen a certain way, and I tried to do it the way that it was originally with like cabinets on either side. You'll see me play like fight. I fight with this kitchen. This kitchen is death. I am just, by the end of it, I am so angry with it, and I'm super happy with the way it turned out, but I'm super angry with the fact that it is on an angle. Not angry at the builder, because I think it's a beautiful house and I love the challenge of trying to make it work, but it was so frustrating to try and get this to work the way that I wanted it to. So I wanted the door there. I absolutely wanted a door to be there to the outside, but where it was placed was cutting off everything, and I thought maybe I'll put a little island, and then that worked for a bit, and I'm like, okay, this could work, but then it was too close to the door, and it was just like, it would get in the way. I'm trying to think practically here, like, if I were to live in this house, what would I be upset with? Like, what would drive me insane? And that door being so close to the cabinets would drive me absolutely insane. I had a door like that in my old house. I didn't have an island or anything, but the kitchen was pretty big. But it was just a weird shape, and the door was right there, and it was just like, it was too much. And the house I live in now is kind of the same thing, where we have the island or the little like bar stools, and then we have the door behind that, but it's far enough away that it doesn't get in the way. But this kitchen, so this is what it ends up looking like. This is sort of the design I go for. I move the door to the side, and then I put in cupboards like this. I feel like that is just, first of all, you are now facing sort of the living room, so you're facing outward, which I think is a lot better, and it opens the kitchen up a lot more. Other way, it was sort of just like this closed off space, which I didn't like. So I fight with the cupboards, because not only is this house on an angle, but it's off, if you know what I mean. Because it's on an angle, the cupboards don't all fit, so I have to use move objects in order to make it work. I think it looked, I don't know, you guys have to be the judge, because you guys are a much better judge than I am. I'm always super critical about my builds and stuff and my renos, but I think this turned out pretty well. So hopefully you guys like it. If you do like it, there will be a link in the description where you can download it along with my Origin ID if you want to look up any of my other builds or renovations. I highly suggest it, so you guys can go right onto the gallery and comment and say, you know what, I didn't like this about this, or you can even comment on this video and tell me what you do and don't like, so I can always get better, because I'm always trying to improve my skills here in The Sims. You would think after playing all of the Sims games, starting with The Sims 1, that I would learn a thing or two, but I'm always learning and I'm always trying new things, so any advice would be great, and I am happy to take it. So I don't know, I like the way it turns out, and I add all these little details to the kitchen, and I never forget the garbage can, ever. I always remember the garbage can, and I'm trying to just, like, I don't know, liven it up here. I do end up, guess what, guys, I moved the door again. Just the way that it is right now, I can't remember why I moved the door. I think because if you look there, the window's clipping through the wall, because I had to use move objects to place that window, and it drives me insane, so I think that's why I end up moving the door over, I believe. I think. And I'm like, wait, what? What is this? Why is it clipping? Okay. So I turn move objects off so that I can see where the doors would actually be. Oh, I chose that door. I thought I kept the same door. Anyway, just so it doesn't clip for you guys, because I know that pisses me off. I'm sure it pisses you guys off as well. So just adding some really cute, like, little kitchen details here, and moving on to the dining room and living room. So I was like debating where I wanted the dining room to go, because it was kind of like, I felt like where I put it is a little bit far from the kitchen, or maybe not. I'm used to having like a dining room like right there, just off the kitchen, but again, the angle of this house made it very hard to put it where I wanted it to be. But overall, I believe this house turned out pretty well. I'm hoping you guys are happy with it, and if the person who built it sees this video, I hope you're happy with it too. I know you originally had this planned for Lil Simsy to fix up your house, and I hope she gets to it, because I'd love to compare what she did compared to what I did, but hopefully you enjoyed what I did as well. So here's the downstairs bathroom that I add. Just a small, like, it literally, I put no effort into that bathroom. It was just there so that I could, just so you guys can get people ready in the morning, or have more than one bathroom in that house, because it would be absolute chaos. And I understand that, because after many years of playing The Sims, I realized that one bathroom is never enough for more than one sim. Never. Even with one sim. If you're going to have a lot of guests over, it's never enough. Front entranceway is super cute. I use up, just because it's this like weird block of space that I couldn't really put anything in, so I just kind of fill it with stuff. The living room, unfortunately, is a little bit smaller than I wanted, but I do make use of it, and I'm able to put what do I put? I put a computer and I put a bookshelf. So I put everything you'll pretty much need. It's just a little bit of a tight squeeze. I do enjoy these couches. These are usually the only couches that I'm very into. I feel like The Sims... Hello, Hardy. Are you awake? My dog's awake. He's going to go back and lie down. He's tired. It is currently 11:26 p.m. I am recording this at night because I was up and I had nothing better to do, and I wanted to get this out to you guys tomorrow. So I know people are going to be in and out of my house because it is still the holidays and there are still people over for vacation. They don't leave until Wednesday, I believe. So, yeah. So, Harley, you made me forget what I was saying. I totally forgot what I was saying. I can't even remember. Oh no, it's too late for me. My brain doesn't work. Oh, the couches, right. Look at that. My brain turned back on. So I feel like The Sims is severely lacking in any, like, comfortable, normal looking couches. Like, just like plain old family friendly. No family of 5 or 6 would have like a super expensive couch because kids running around and they don't really, they're not great at keeping couches clean. And hopefully when The Sims comes out with pets, we'll get some pets, and you don't want nice couches with pets. So the master bedroom, I make use of the Glamour Life. Is that what it's called? The Glamour stuff? Something Glamour. The pack that just recently came out. I make use of their stuff because I absolutely love it, and I would love to do a build with just that stuff, and make like this super fancy house, hopefully one of these days. But I feel like I'm just gonna botch it and butch it and never be able to do it justice. So there is this weird little corner here that I believe I put a bookshelf in there and put this chair. If you guys watch my Sims 4 Rags to Riches, you will recognize that chair, guys. It is the chair from my store, and I just put that in there just so I can fill up that little corner there. And then the wardrobe, unfortunately, had to go in the bathroom because I didn't want it taking up any more space in the master bedroom because, of course, it is just a small, quaint master bedroom. So hopefully that's not too much of a problem. I put it in there. I think it works well because the master bathroom is actually fairly large for a bathroom. And I didn't realize that this mirror was clipping outside of the wall, so I end up changing it because I have move objects on, so sometimes I forget that it's not actually going to look good that way. So I end up changing that mirror just to something a little less in your face and less is not technically clipping through the ceiling. So again, I forgot, I don't know how I skipped over them having a daughter, but I do make 2 boys' rooms. So, and the second boys' room could be a girl's room. And if you want to I end up making both the rooms slightly bigger, I believe. One of the rooms ends up being bigger, so you can easily just add another bed to that room and turn this into, like, just change the shades and stuff and make it into a girl's room, just because I forgot. And I honestly thought they only had 2 sons, and I was like, oh, perfect, 2 boys' rooms, easy peasy lemon squeezy. This house is plenty big enough. I don't think it's big enough to add another bedroom, so I believe you would have to put the 2 boys together, is my opinion. And plus, trying to throw the grandma in here, I'm kind of glad I left the grandma outside, because unless I wanted to drastically change the way the house is designed, which I don't really want to do, I would have had to seriously squish everybody together, which I also didn't want to do. So I realize here that I can use the fireplace area to create more room because I was feeling a bit squished in this room. So I end up creating more space here. You see me realize, oh yeah, I can create all this nice space. So I fiddle around with this room. It's sort of like I guess it could be a gender neutral room. Again, if you want to just throw in another bed in the other room, it's absolutely easy to make this suitable to one more sim. I would say anything more than that, you would have to add a third floor. If you wanted to keep the design of the house or the house itself, you would have to either extend it into the backyard or create a third floor, which would look just as nice. So it's a great house because it's on a big enough lot that you can absolutely make extensions if you want to. So I'm not only happy with how I designed it, but I'm happy with the person who designed it. I think it was a great design overall. I'm happy that somebody else designed it because, again, I suck at buildings. I'm much better at the interior stuff. So I'm just going around and making the grass nice because I feel like that's something that this family would prioritize, is making the landscaping very nice. Although that would probably be the most expensive part of this whole build. If landscaping actually costs money, like changing the grass and stuff, it costs a lot of money if you have dirty, swampy grass to make it into nice, usable grass. A lot of money. I've had some friends have to hire people. I had a friend move into a house and her backyard was just a swamp, and she had 3 dogs, I believe, at the time, and 1 kid. She now has 2 dogs and 2 kids. One of the dogs passed away. And it cost her a lot, close to $5,000 to fix up her yard. And I have to do that sometime in the spring or summertime because my yard, whenever it rains, is just a puddle of mush. And I have a dog, and that is not fun. But my grandpa is building a shed in our yard right now, so that is his project, and then we will fix the drainage issue in my yard. And then I'm hoping maybe I can get him to build me a vanity. I'd really love a vanity. So I can do my makeup outside of the bathroom because I have a hard time sometimes putting makeup on just sitting on the toilet with my little mirror. So maybe that'll be the next project I get him to do because he likes to work on these things. So I think the grandma's house turned out super cute. It's just big enough for one, really. Just 1 bedroom, 1 tiny bed, and a little what do you call those things? Room dividers in order to divide her bedroom from the rest of the house. I think it's absolutely functional, and a grandma would be happy to live in that. It's just small enough where she can, keep it tidy and nice, but she can bake and cook and all of those independent things that they all like to do. So, and then I give her this lovely garden out back, which I believe we will be going shortly to the landscaping aspect of this house, which roofs and landscaping I can't get a grip on. So here we go. I give her some planter boxes, and then I add some nice, I didn't want overwhelming trees. I didn't want these huge trees that were going to engulf her yard. So I gave her some little plants and stuff, and these nice bushes, these nice rose bushes, and just sort of make it all green and happy. Give her a little fence so she can walk out to see her grandkids if she wants to. And yeah, so she's just sort of just so gardeny. It's the worst way to put it. And she's got a little pathway to go out. I think it's super cute. And I give her a little bit of life out front because I really didn't want this house to be super plain. And I knew that I was running short on money, but I gave myself a little bit more in order to make it less plain because the description did say the whole reason they bought this house was for the property, so I wanted to do it justice. You see me, I start to realize, I don't have a lot of money, which always happens to me. I always end up going to buy something and it's red. I'm like, why is it red? Oh, I don't have any money. And it was while I was doing the pool that I realized that I didn't have, and here you see me delete stuff and try very hard to work around the budget, but at the end of the day, I really wanted to do it justice, so I end up giving myself a little bit more money. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I cheat a bit, okay? I use the mother load. I don't use all of the $50,000, but I do cheat. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but I wanted it to be nice and lovely and beautiful, and I wanted to do justice to this house because it's such a nice house. But I couldn't do it on that budget. I'm just so bad, especially when it comes to landscaping. So I do go around and delete some of the paintings because it's just I don't really want to cheat, but I really want this backyard to look nice. But I believe it's coming up here where I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like trying to fill it with planter boxes so that it looks nice. And then like I really wanted to do something behind the pool so that it would not look so plain. And oh, I'm such a bad person, I know. And then I put in a picnic table. And then I'm like, oh right, I gotta do the curtains. So I actually think I cheat for the curtains. I'm looking at what I'm doing there is I'm looking at the total value of the house, and it only came up as $84,000. So I was like, maybe I didn't give myself enough money. But when I go back and upload it to the gallery, it was actually $123,000. So I did go a little bit over budget, but only by $3,000. So I think I'm good. I think it was well worth the extra. You know, sometimes when you're renovating a house, you're like, oh, this is a little bit more than I expected. Okay, we can fork out some money. If you ever watch those renovation homes, they either fork out more money or they're just like cut a part of the house out. So I'm doing a few last minute touch-ups, and here is the fly-through. Here's the overall of the house. Again, super in love with the design. Of course, the landscaping isn't where I want it to be because I didn't want to give myself too much more money. So you fly in here and you come into the dining room and you can see the kitchen peeking out, which, oh, I can't get over how much I love the way the kitchen, that kitchen turned out. I just like how open it is without having to be like super open concept, because I tend to go for more open concept themes, and I really wanted to keep this like within a sustainable budget. People going in to renovate their house don't usually go from like a family home like this to like this huge, lavish, extravagant house. So I wanted to keep it as low-key as possible. You saw one of the rooms there, and here's the other room. Again, sorry about not reading and forgetting that you had a daughter, but it's easily fixable. Here's the master bedroom. It is quite small, but absolutely doable. And, oh, I don't even get to see the master bathroom. Sorry, guys. Here is the grandma's room. Super quaint and cute. I don't think that the grandma would have fit in the house anyway, whether I realized this person wanted the grandma in the house or not. But I gave her this house nonetheless. I think it turned out really well and just gives, I don't know, if you're playing The Sims kind of like how I play The Sims, where it's just sort of this, like, simulation, obviously, that's something I think the grandma would thoroughly enjoy. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you want to see more of my content, make sure to hit subscribe, and there will be a link for this house in the down bar below, and also a link to the original one. So thanks so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!